Too pig for your poots, too pig for your britches. This is one way I might see the sentence, too big for your boots, too big for your britches. My topic today is dyslexia. Understanding dyslexia helps non-dyslexics and neurotypical people interact with and work with dyslexics. I have dyslexia, and for 6 years I attended a specialized school that taught kids with learning disabilities. Today I will talk about what dyslexia is, strategies for managing dyslexia, and dyslexia in higher education. Let's start with what dyslexia is. So, what is dyslexia? The Encyclopedia Britannica, Dyslexia, accessed November 10th, 2020, defines dyslexia as a chronic neurological disorder that inhibits a person's ability to recognize and understand graphic symbols, causing symptoms such as extremely poor reading skills, difficulties with reading words and letters in incorrect sequences. This is what most people know about with dyslexia. Dyslexia also causes other issues as well. Dyslexics often mix up letters such as B, D, P, Q, S, and Z, both in reading and writing. Dyslexics also make common mistakes in writing, such as mixing up the letters or writing letters backwards. Dyslexics also have difficulties with remembering directions, right and left, causing difficulties in learning to tie shoes and following directions. Now that I've told you what dyslexia is, let's move on to strategies to manage dyslexia. There's a difference between learning to read and reading to learn. Dyslexics have difficulties and strategies for both. Learning to read is learning to understand the words on a page. Reading to learn is using reading to learn something new. One strategy for learning to read is tracing letters with different media, such as glitter glue. This strategy is explained in the book 100 Ideas for Supporting Children with Dyslexia, 2nd edition, written by Gavin Reed and Shannon Green, updated in 2011, found through the CCC Library website, accessed November 10th, 2020. This book is tips for teachers to teach kids with dyslexia. They recommend having the student trace each letter in the word, saying the letter as they do, and then saying the word. This creates different pathways in the brain so that when the information is needed later on, it is easier to recall. Dyslexics often have better listening comprehension than reading comprehension. Because of this, many dyslexics use audiobooks. Dyslexic students may listen to audiobooks in place of reading, or may read while listening to the audiobook. This allows dyslexics to bypass reading as an obstacle to comprehending. Many dyslexics also use ebooks. Dyslexics are physically incapable of skimming. Because of this, we can use the search function to look in the text for answers and examples we need, instead of needing to reread it every time we need to look. Dyslexics also have trouble with skipping lines accidentally. In ebooks, dyslexics are able to increase the font size drastically to reduce the amount of time this happens. Now that I have told you some strategies for managing dyslexia, let's talk about dyslexia in college. Along with the freedoms and responsibilities of neurotypical college students, college-age dyslexics have the responsibilities of managing their learning disabilities and implementing their strategies. The strategies dyslexics learn in their fundamental years are still needed in college. Dyslexics understand that they must work differently and often spend much more time than their neurotypical peers to get the same result. This point is highlighted by Judy York, writing for the Yale Center for Dyslexia and Creativity, found on dyslexia.yale.edu, accessed November 15, 2020, on the website Advice for College Students, when she says, of students who expect to graduate, that you will need to do as you have always done, that is, work longer and harder than your peers. Dyslexic college students often need accommodations to be able to do well as well. In college, this is often the first time that dyslexics need to arrange their own accommodations, needing to talk to their teachers and administrators about them. Colleges in the United States have a department that helps students with learning disabilities. They help students fill out papers to request accommodations, and they also help teachers to understand the students' needs and appropriate accommodations. I hope you now feel more informed about dyslexia. Today, I have talked about what dyslexia is, strategies for managing dyslexia, and dyslexia in college. Understanding dyslexia can help you when interacting and working with dyslexics. Thank you.